All right, good afternoon. I am Ms. Long, the interview coordinator at Dorsey High School, and welcome to another episode of What's the 411 Wednesday, a weekly platform we provide for our community as well as parents with updates and weekly announcements. So let's go ahead and get started at this time. Okay, so you see our agenda is on the screen, and again, we're going to abide by the order that we see here. So let's go ahead and get started. Our Zoom norms are posted on the screen in English. Okay, just pausing to give you a moment to read through them. Okay, and also in Spanish. Okay. All right, so we'll have greetings now from one of our administrators.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mr. Malta, Assistant Principal at Dorsey High School. I just want to give everybody a welcome. I'm not going to go too much into details of everything that is happening. That's the reason that we have all these guest speakers today. So I am so happy to see all of you here. I hope that anything that we can do for you, you just have to make sure that you contact us. We will answer all your questions. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Mr. Malta. Parent Center, Mrs. Karimu and Mrs. Paredes.
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much. And we want to thank everybody for the parent meeting that we had on Saturday. It was really nice. And now we would like to mention it that October 21st, which is going to be Thursday, from 6 to 8, we are having our next parent meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Parent Center.
Okay, and also we want to mention that please go to dorseydowns.org. Well, I'm sorry, good morning. This is Mama Dorsey, Mrs. Karimu. If you go to dorseydowns.org and push the tab Parent Center, you will get some updates on activities that we will be having, and also the flyer for our next meeting, as Ms. Paredes mentioned. And also parents, we are asking you to bring sanitation supplies to the school because we want to be able to give sanitation supplies to all of the faculty and staff on campus. And per Dr. Gaston, we will have boxes at the 3 entrances in the morning when our babies are coming in, and they could just drop the sanitation supplies in the box. And then Ms. Paredes and I will come and pick up the box. And also when you visit our Parent Center site, we will be posting the labor code that says that parents are allowed to come to the school, but it's based on our protocols. But also you will have a copy of the labor code 230.8. And thank you again for attending our Saturday meeting. Thank you so much. Yeah, and sanitation supplies, yes, Ms. Gilliam, like hand sanitizer, wipes, yes. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Parent Center directors. Our PSW, Ms. Panchel. Okay, we will come back to her if she just happened to not make it on, we'll come back to her. A through G counselors, Ms. Carter and Ms. Flanor.
Hi, how are you? I'm Ms. Flanor, and I'm one of the 2 A through G diploma counselors here at Dorsey High School. And I'm make a quick announcement about our fall credit recovery, which is now in session. It started September the 18th. Our fall credit recovery is designed for students who have failed a class or earned a D grade and they want to attempt for a higher grade, but they can enroll in the credit recovery. The important thing to remember about students that have earned a grade, so that's a D in that course, that they won't earn additional credits, but they can attempt for a higher grade. It began Saturday, September the 18th, and it will run to Saturday, November the 6th, 2021. Our credit recovery, we are following a hybrid model this year. So Mondays and Wednesdays is in seat with their teacher from 4 to 5. And then from 5 to 6, students will work independently on their own with the curriculum, which is online. They will complete that at their own pace. And then Saturdays from 8:30 to 12:30 p.m. is all virtual. So again, it will be online, but your teacher, our teachers will be available to assist and support students that need that on Saturdays between the hours of 8:30 and 12:30. Students can earn up to 5 credits for each class that they complete. Most students can complete up to 2 classes during this credit recovery session. Students will complete a Google link to register for credit recovery. So we tried to make it extremely accessible for our students this year. So we have several posters around campus. Students, all they have to do is just hover over the QR code with their phone scanner or their camera, and then they can self-register. If they're having challenges with that, then they're invited to see their academic counselor who can assist them further with the enrollment process, or either myself or Ms. Carter. Our office is located in F1A. Thank you.
Thank you, counselors. I just saw that our PSW just came in the room. So Ms. Panchel, I want to allow you to go ahead and speak at this time.
Sorry, thank you so much, Ms. Long, and I apologize for my tardiness. I was caught up with something else. I just wanted to review for our parents kind of a quick reminder of our services with the psychiatric social worker. So just quickly, we offer counseling services to assist with adjustment, grief, peer relations, mental health concerns. And a reminder for all of our parents, all counseling services are confidential. So that means we're not talking about them with anyone, with the exception of risk of harm to self or others. In those cases, we might have to call for additional support. We also offer crisis services for students, staff, and families. And we also provide linkage to outside mental health agencies. I am not a fluent Spanish speaker, but I am happy to work with our students that are Spanish speaking or perhaps another language through using like a Google Translate or an interpreter. If they're comfortable with that, we can use the language line. I'm also happy to refer students out to services outside of the school that match with their home language. So just a reminder, I'm here. Please reach out if there's anything I can do to assist your student or assist you. Thank you so much, Ms. Long.
Thank you, Ms. Panchel. So we will next go and hear from our magnet coordinator, Mrs. Jackson Boykins.
Greetings, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Hump day. Just wanted to remind that there will be a firefighter EMS magnet parent meeting tomorrow from 6:30 to 7:30. And this is the first meeting that is solely isolated for magnet parents. And upcoming dates, there will be a sports medicine and law parent meeting and a STEAM parent meeting. And I will continue to collaborate with the Parent Center and be present at their meetings when my schedule allows me to continue to give updates. But this particular meeting upcoming for tomorrow is just for fire EMS magnet parents to review the expectations of the fire magnet along with uniforms and other things that's just pertinent to the fire magnet. Thank you, Ms. Long, for this opportunity.
Thank you. Next up, our magnet counselor, Ms. Brown.
Greetings. My name is Miss Brown. I'm going to attempt to share my screen in order to share a presentation from the ACE Mentor. It is an opportunity students get to actually work with mentors here on campus within engineering, architectural, and construction. So let me pull this up. They were here live last week, but I have the recording so you get the same exact presentation that they shared. So without further ado, here we go.
Thank you again for inviting us to be here, and thank you everyone for taking your time to listen to us. My name is Jenny Fontenot. I am an architect with Bellsburg Architects, as well as a team leader of our Dorsey High School ACE Mentor program.
You said you had access to this at home, right?
And I'm Kelsey Liu. I'm an assistant project manager with Mora Meadows, an electrical subcontractor and engineer. So we'll just go through what is ACE. ACE stands for Architecture, Construction, and Engineering. It's a free nationwide after-school mentoring program. We hold Dorsey sessions every other Thursday, starting next Thursday, the 23rd, starting at 3:45 after school, going to about 5:30, and we'll wrap by providing pizza or dinner for the students. Our email addresses are also on this slide if you want to contact us for more information. The previous slide also had the ACE Mentor websites that you can go to for more information as well. So again, ACE meets every Thursday. Typically when we do in-person sessions, we'll start the session with a brief presentation about architecture, construction, or engineering, and then incorporate a very interactive and hands-on exercise with our students. We feel like these exercises are really engaging and a fun way for students to learn a little bit more about our industries. In this last year, we did have to switch to virtual sessions. However, even as challenging as it is to switch, we did feel like we were still able to incorporate some really great interactive sessions and also incorporate virtual architecture school tours as well as construction site visits. We are fortunate this year in that we are going to be switching back to in-person sessions. However, if there is a need for us to move to virtual again, we are equipped to do so. So ACE LA chapter will also hold some events. So this is our All Schools Day. Again, right now it's TBD because of the pandemic, but traditionally it's held on a Saturday, and all 24 teams from the LA chapter come together, do a bridge competition. It's a really great opportunity for all the students to meet students from other schools as well as mentors from other schools. And then this was held at SciArc, so they got to see an architecture school, kind of look at studios, student-built models, things like that. And then for the Dorsey chapter, we'll also hold firm and construction site tours. For this semester, it will be virtual. We'll do a kind of hybrid where we meet in person at Dorsey, but we won't go off campus to the tours this year, but we'll do virtual tours. So for these pictures, we did Inglekirk. We learned about structural engineering and then built a model that simulated an earthquake. And then we also went to Rios, a architecture and landscape architecture studio that's just one metro stop away, and it's really cool. It's a creative studio where the students got to see a model shop and all that kind of stuff. And then lastly, another ACE LA-wide event was Trades Day. This was at the Coliseum. So they got to see the tour construction site and then interact with different trades. The trades come set up booths so the students can talk to them about what being in a trade is like, how they got there, what an apprenticeship is like. And then they did get to do some hands-on activities. So in that bottom right-hand corner, even Miss Brown got to learn to solder copper. And then this is some images of Build Day, which is a new event that was introduced to ACE in the fall of 2019. Students were able to spend the entire semester designing and then ultimately building a full-scale doghouse prototype. In this case, you'll notice that our theme was a toaster doghouse, which we called Toast Modernism. And ultimately, after this event, students also donated the doghouse to a shelter, which we incorporated a field trip to the shelter, and the students learned a little bit more about the animals there, as well as seeing their doghouse in action. Although this probably is not going to be happening this year, again, due to the lack of in-person field trips and events, we are hopeful that if your students will continue with ACE in the following years, they will likely have an opportunity to do something similar to this. At the end, every spring semester, students will pursue what we call an RFP, which is a request for proposal. It's a hypothetical project that students get to design both architecturally and engineering, as well, and ultimately through construction. Again, nothing really is built. However, these hypothetical projects get designed with each team, and students will present their work to all the schools at the end, as well as see what other teams have designed. Really great opportunity for practicing public speaking, as well as networking opportunities for the students as well. And then besides all of those fun activities and the exposure to the ACE field, ACE also offers scholarships to graduating seniors. So we, from day one, will encourage students and the seniors to apply to these scholarships. ACE has a really high percentage of scholarship awards. So as long as they complete the application and participate in ACE for the year, it's pretty much a guarantee that they'll get some sort of scholarship. We as ACE mentors will help them fill out those scholarships. We'll write letters of recommendations, and we're also here as mentors. So we'll help with other scholarships that are not from ACE. We'll help with college applications, portfolios, questions, things like that. And then these scholarships are not just one time. If they are awarded, they're eligible to renew these scholarships for up to, I believe, 5 years, as long as the students remain in an ACE-related study. And then this is just our social media. We have a Dorsey ACE Instagram that's just for us. And then ACE LA has an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can go check out some more. And then we also will utilize and remind throughout the year. So if your students do join, please, parents, you're welcome to join as well. See all of our announcements, reminders about sessions. Keep in touch with us.
So as Kelsey mentioned before, our first session is going to be next week on Thursday, the 23rd, and we will have sessions every 2 weeks after that this semester. Next semester's dates are still to be determined. Events like All Schools Day, Trades Day, etc. Are still to be determined as well, since we are not clear yet what the format of those are. ACE LA is still working out some of the kinks in that regard. However, we do know that our Dorsey team will still be meeting in person every couple of weeks or so. So these are the dates for our current reference, and we'll inform our students and team if there are any additional dates in the future. That is it for now. So thank you again for giving your time to us. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to Kelsey and myself, or visit acementor.org to look at more information.
Okay, thank you, representatives from the ACE Mentor Program. Ms. Long, can we switch back to the
Okay, so I will put my information in the chat if you have a student or a child that is interested in participating. Our first meeting will be tomorrow in the Magnet Computer Lab after school 3:45. And if they need a reminder, they can simply email me and I will make sure I add them to the email list. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our EL and testing coordinator.
All right, thank you, Ms. Long. If we can go to the next slide, please. So we have 2 parent meetings this week. We have our ELAC elections coming up tonight at 6 p.m. And then tomorrow we'll have our school site council elections again at 6 p.m. You'll enter the Zoom the same way you entered this Zoom. So you'll see this image on our website and you can click right on the image and it will take you directly to the Zoom. So hopefully we'll see a few parents there. And next slide, please. Awesome, thank you. Another reminder for the PSAT and the SAT. So 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, they will all be taking a test. 10th and 11th take the PSAT. The 12th will take the SAT October 13th. We'll have students go and grab some breakfast between 8:30, 8:45, and then we're going to start that test right away. All right, so they will be testing within their advisory classes. So they're going to go directly to their advisory class after grabbing breakfast, and that's where they're going to take the test. 9th graders are also going to be going to their advisory classes, but they will be completing some college readiness activities. These tests are all free to all students. Anyone on campus is going to take them. Anyone and everyone on campus will be taking them. If your student needs some help studying, they can reach out to the College Center. They can also come to F1 on Mondays and Wednesdays at lunch, and we can help them then. All right, thank you, Ms. Long.
Thank you. Our community school coordinator.
Hello, I'm Ms. Walker Dean. I'm the community school coordinator, and I am going to repeat the request from last week. I'm going to go ahead and put into the chat something called a needs and assets assessment. It is a mapping tool. Let's see, I'm going to put the link into the chat. And what I would like is for everyone to please just fill out this form. You're going to see a Google form similar to this quite often. It's going to be a way that I gather information. And all I need you to do is just list whatever programs you know of or can think of, and just share your information and any ideas that you think we should look into moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. BSAP representative?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ms. Shipley, one of our BSAP PSWs. Our announcements for the week are: I would like to welcome our new BSAP school climate advocates, Mr. White and Mr. Wilson. They are located in the school climate office in the center circle. So stop by and say hi, or have your students stop by and say hi. Also, we have our Black Student Success Plan that is being mailed out and sent home through advisory this week. There are 2 letters. One is the BSAP introduction letter that is going out school-wide, and then the Black Student Success Plan consent form will be going home to all of our Black students, and then we will identify who that form should be returned to according to grade level. BSAP, this year we are monitoring our work through 16 success indicators, and for this month we're just going to identify 3. Increased access to mental and social emotional health resources, monitoring attendance and chronic absenteeism rate decrease, and increasing the number of students on track in the A through G requirements. And we are doing this by supporting our students who are chronically absent, assisting with referring students to credit recovery, and we will be providing support to those students who need mental and social emotional health. So any student in crisis or maybe having a problem within their classroom or at home, you can refer them to us. And I will place a link for our referral form in the chat. And those are our announcements for the week.
Thank you. Specialized Student Services. Is Mr. Ackerman there?
Hi, sorry about that. I was on mute. Hi, I'm Mr. Ackerman, and I'm the Specialized Services Counselor. I apologize, I don't have a slide this week, but the 2 programs that we have coming up are, we are going to be coordinating our Foster Youth Leadership Council. This is for all foster youth, and it is a leadership council. It's sort of a social club meeting that we'll be doing at lunch once a month starting in October. And we meet and have lots of different activities and things that are skills, like skill building for life, workshops and different options for them to create their plan post-graduation as well. It's for all grades. We're going to be coordinating that soon. And then also, I'll be sending out information. We've started our program, which is the Pathways to College program. So what these are they are webinars that are available to all students. They can log on to the webinars, and it's a virtual tour of different campuses, along with a student panel that will answer other questions. And this again is geared towards specialized populations for our homeless youth, our foster youth, and those youth who are on probation or involved with that system as well. And those are kind of the 2 main things happening right now. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Our college counselor, Mr. Robles.
You're mute, Mr. Robles.
Hello. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry, little technical difficulties there. So yes, I'm Osvaldo Robles. I'm the college counselor. Just to have a few announcements. Thank you for Ms. Broussard for the shout out in terms of if you have a student that needs any help for the PSAT and or the SAT, it's coming up quickly, October 13th. The College Center is open and available. We have resources from tutoring through community partners, myself. We have booklets, we have little study guides that they can tap into. That's something they can come into the College Center and ask for help. Quick update, this is barely in the process of getting put together, but there's gonna be a Black College and Career Expo November 5th. We have 50 slots to take students. The in terms of where the event's going to take place, it's still to be determined, but we are currently signing up students. So it's on a first come, first served basis. If you have a student that's interested in going to the College Expo, please send them to the college office and sign up with me. We're also really excited about our college reopening on October 7th. We'll open up our center in B2. It's going to be real nice. We're going to decorate it. We're going to put a bunch of college posters, flags. It's going to be real nice, good workspace for students to come and work out of. Not only with the opening of the college center, it's going to be really important for students to come in and do their FAFSA and do their college applications. We're currently working on a map and a calendar where we have extended work hours for students to come in and sign up, and we can work on those FAFSAs and those applications. We encourage students to sign up earlier as possible, just so our times and slots don't get filled up. If they have any questions, comments, or concerns, they can just come to the College Center and we'll be able to help out with all their college needs. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Small, next slide. Go ahead to the next one. Okay. Athletics, Ms. Newbill.
Good afternoon. This is Ms. Newbill, your athletic director and dean, and I come with you with a couple of announcements, and some of you may have been tuned in to LAUSD. For our student athletes, just a reminder that October 3rd, October 31st, students would be required to be fully vaccinated in order to participate in athletics. That means that by October 3rd, they would have to have had their first dose. Again, October 31st is a deadline for them to be fully vaccinated in order to participate in athletics. The other piece is physicals, sports physicals. We're doing sports physicals on campus, but only once a week. And now the doctor will not return until October 4th. So it is highly recommended if you have your own family physician to go to your physician and get a sports physical, or you'll have to wait, and they only can take 16 applicants per Monday. And so the next Monday they're available is October 4th. Lastly, or two more things, today at 1:35 during lunchtime, we'll be having a rush for the sports and athletics program. If you're interested, tell your son or daughter to make sure they sign up during lunch. No experience is necessary. And last, on Friday, we will be going up against Jefferson at 7 p.m. Thank you. Go Dons.
Thank you. Okay, Dean of Students.
The only new announcement this week is that we are going to have this new bill worked on getting uniform passes, classroom passes for all teachers, so that we have one type of pass, also with instructions on the pass about the first 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes. And so we'll be distributing that hopefully later this week. And please just remind your child that the passes are only for emergencies or if they've been summoned to an office.
Thank you. Additional announcements for today, this week. Next slide, Ms. Small. Okay, so next week, Makeup Picture Day, ID Picture Day is coming up, and so we'll let you know what actual date that will occur on. And then Lost Links testing will occur next week during English classes, and this will be grades 9th through 11th. Okay, Ms. Small, next slide. Okay, questions and concerns? We'll open it up at this time. And Ms. Small, you can come from out of the
There is a hand raised, Ms.
presentation.
Ms. Mora has her hand raised.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. I'm glad that I was able to join this morning. A couple different things. For Mr. Ackerman, I'm a former foster youth. I'm a Dorsey guardian to 2 foster youth who have been in Dorsey for the last few years, one who is now at UC Berkeley this fall. So I would like to volunteer any help that I can with, with your students in the foster youth leadership group, specifically with applying to college. I know right now all the students are applying to college. So should they have any specific questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to give you my information so that we can connect. I'm really glad that I was able to hear from everyone. I joined because I did want to bring up a small situation that occurred yesterday, and I kind of wanted to get some feedback and learn a little bit more about the process, since I know we just returned to school for our students after a year and a half of online learning. And that is that my student got dress coded yesterday, right before entering school. And so one, I wanted to learn about what the dress code, what is the process when a student is dress coded, sort of what happens and like, how is that handled? Because this was the first time in like the, 4 years that I've had two students at Dorsey, where I sort of learned about this situation. And respectfully, Dr. Mandeville, this directly, specifically to the altercation that happened yesterday before school. And then I also wanted to add that regardless of what that process is, which I'd like to hear about in a second, is can I please recommend that when, if it already is not part of the process, that this really be handled gently. As a woman myself and having two adolescent women who are foster youth and have had all different kinds of backgrounds, it's just the topic of talking about a young woman's clothing and what they're wearing and their body. I want to just make sure that that is handled appropriately. And I realize that I am just really out of touch with how that process is currently handled, not just at Dorsey, but with LAUSD. So I did sort of want to bring that to the floor and hear from Dorsey staff.
So I can address the dress code. As far as dress code, we've reviewed the dress code. It is a link online as well. We went over the dress code with our students during our advisory. And so violation of a dress code, we do provide in the event that the student is unable to cover sub portions of their body, if it's ripped jeans or excessive midriff. We do have clothing to provide for that student in the event that they are unable or don't feel comfortable and unable to go home to change their attire. Obviously, we want them to be in seat and to be in school. So we do provide items which are brand new donated gear for them to wear. So we do have that. Again, those items are those students who are dress coded, for lack of a better word. Individuals are, to talk to them, pull them aside, let them know that they're in violation of whatever the code is. And from there, they have an option whether to take the required clothing from us, or they do have an option to call home and request clothing from home.
Got it. Are the parents notified when a student is dress coded? Because in the situation yesterday, like I purchased her clothing and I didn't see an issue with the clothing, but I feel like I haven't been shared with the dress code. So could we be notified if our student is dress coded? So then that way, if we see them wearing something like that again, that we can tell them, hey, like you're gonna be dress coded, because I saw her outfit yesterday and she's worn it to school before. And then yesterday she was dress coded. So, I've ironed her jeans before for her. And I was like, if I knew that she was gonna be dress coded, I would have just told her to put on something else. So right. I was a little bit frustrated because, I am also the one purchasing her clothing, but I realized I've never actually seen the dress code and I don't know that it was sent to parents. Maybe when I enrolled them, maybe I might've gotten a copy of it, but I don't think I've gotten a copy of it if it's been updated or anything from, LAUSD, from Austin or whatever, like the superintendent's office is. So is that a possibility that it also?
So it is online.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can give you an update. It is a video as well. You're
okay.
Welcome to watch the video. And it is given to you at a point when you enroll. So prior, you're not getting it every time because you're not enrolling every time. If this is a continuing student, they've already been told the dress code. And it's unfortunate because some students get by, meaning that we have several point of entrance to the campus. And so because of the height of COVID, that has been what's most important. a student that has holes in their jeans, I'm looking at your cellular device to make sure that you have your daily pass, may have missed the fact that you had this a large hole in your pants, and I won't see it until lunchtime. However, we will call the parents, and we're getting back into that. But if this is a student that is a senior and common to Dorsey, the dress code as far as what they wear hasn't changed. And that is a Dorsey dress code. That is not from the superintendent of LAUSD, because of the school is able to make a dress code for the community in which we serve for our students. So if you weren't given a phone call, if they were right at the gate at the time, I'm not sure they were able to give you a phone call until after we've got all the students in. So I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly what happened. But again, it's a case-by-case situation. So if it happened at the beginning of school, I'm sure you weren't able to get a phone call before school started, because our priority is to get the students into school. So you wouldn't get a phone call till after 9. That would be my first guess.
Got it. Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And, I hope that this isn't something that is happening too much. Unfortunately, like what young people are wearing seems to be changing like every few months. And I'm sure it's a lot for all of you, but I think we can all agree that after a year and a half of not being in school, that the priority really is for students to be in seats, and to have a good experience. And so the fact that this happened before she was even in school was just unfortunate, because then it was sort of like in her headspace for the entire day that this had happened, and also for myself. But I completely understand and know that there's so many like issues with getting students into school. But when they are dress coded, I do want to just bring to the attention again that if it can be handled gently, that is probably the best, just because it's already hard being an adolescent and clothing in your body and all these other things. When somebody's pointing out that there's something wrong with your clothing, it could just really mess you up for the day. So thank you so much. Thanks everyone for the updates. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay, so I'm just surveying the room to see if we have any other hands raised. Any last comments? Okay, I want to thank you all for attending our episode of What's the 411 Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday. And as we close out, you just can't hide
that
Dorsey
Dorsey
pride.
pride.
Take care. Enjoy your
Thank
afternoon.
you.
Thank you.